Hey everybody, welcome out here today. This is Gift Time Ibelu with the Gift Time Rugby Radio Network. We're here in Kennesaw State University setting up for the South Independent Rugby Conference Women's Regional Playoffs Championships. That's a mouthful right there. We are getting ready for an exciting Division I match here. 6-0 Georgia Tech taking on 5-0 UCF, the game that everybody has been looking out for from day one. We're getting the crowds out here just setting up, preparing for both teams to get on the field as they prepare to find out who will be representing the South Independent Rugby Conference in the playoffs for this year, for 2014. Again, my name is Gift Time Ibelu, here on the Gift Time Rugby Radio Network, and we'll be right back with some more information.
Want to keep up with rugby news in your region? Check out online YouTube show Grow Rugby. We will keep you up with what's going on in rugby in the United States. Check us out on Fridays or Saturdays. Watch Grow Rugby at www.youtube.com/GiftTimeRugbyNetwork. That's www.youtube.com/GiftTimeRugbyNetwork.
Hey, and we're back. I'm going to go a little over some of the points for this game. These are two teams that have been perfect in their divisions. Georgia Tech going 6-0 in the South Independent Rugby Conference North, as well as UCF going perfect in the South Independent Rugby Conference South Division. These two teams both carry the two leading scorers for the South Independent Conference. Chidima Chukwueke for Georgia Tech with 85 total points prior to the playoffs, and Kristen Thompson with 85 points prior to the playoffs. So you know we're going to see a lot of offense happen for both these teams. Both teams coming off big wins. UCF coming off a 71-10 win over Tennessee yesterday. And you have Georgia Tech coming off a nail-biter of a win against Florida, 31-29. The teams are running onto the field. Starting lineups for Georgia Tech will be at number 1, Olivia Maurice. At number 2, we have Amanda Davis. Number 3, Danielle Raymond. Number 4, Kayla Carter. Number 5, Samiri Burke. Number 6, Chidima Chukwueke. Number 7, Tori Coffin. Number 8, Alex Schmidt. And we'll get back as the kickoff is about to begin. UCF will be kicking off to Georgia Tech. And ball is caught. Chidima Chukwueke takes the ball in the first play. Breaks 2 tackles, taking it over to 50 into UCF territory. She is taken down just inside the 50-meter line. Georgia Tech trying to get possession, and we have a penalty against UCF. Going around the ruck, it will be Georgia Tech's ball. Number 9, Taylor Armstead for Georgia Tech will be taking the ball. No, that will be number 12, Laura Gardner, taking the ball for Georgia Tech. Ball gets kicked into touch at the 15-meter line inside the 22 in UCF territory. Georgia Tech coming out with a fire in this first few minutes of the game. We are just 1 minute in and already in UCF territory. Ball's thrown in. Chidima gets the ball. Ball to Armstead. Armstead to Gardner. Gardner is taken down at the 42-meter line. Armstead takes the ball from the ruck, taking it inside to Kayla Carter. Carter is taken down. Ruck is formed. Ball's out to Megan Hayes. Hayes is taken into Olivia Maurice. Maurice taken down just inside the 44. Ball's taken out. Kara Messino's taken down. Ruck still inside that 44. Ball's out. Megan Hayes gets the ball. Passes out to Gardner. Gardner gets it out to the 13, out to Kristen Luddy. Luddy is taken down, still on her feet, trying to keep up. Ball goes out to the outside to Maurice. Maurice is taken down just before the 22. Taken out to Hayes. Hayes takes it to Chidima Chukwueke. Chukwueke breaks the tackle and taken inside the 22-meter line. Ball's out to Hayes. Hayes gets out to Gardner. Gardner taken out to the wing, and we have a penalty. It's going to be against UCF. Georgia Tech ball at the 22-meter line. Georgia Tech setting up for the tap. And the ball's kicked into touch just inside the 22, about 20 meters. Georgia Tech setting up for the throw-in. Maurice setting up to throw the ball in for Georgia Tech. And the ball's up. Georgia Tech gets the ball. Taken out to Megan Hayes. Hayes is tackled immediately. Still on her feet. And is taken down at the 22. Armstead tries to get the ball out. Is taken down on the shorts. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession. Whistle is blown. We have a scrum advantage to Georgia Tech inside UCF territory. As we set up for the play, scrum is being called. Scrum is engaged, and the ball is in. Georgia Tech getting pushed back into scrum, and Armstead gets the ball out to Megan Hayes. Hayes gets it out to Gardner. Gardner gets it out to Bond. Bond taken, and ball's knocked down. Number 15, Bree Bolden, takes the ball, and Georgia Tech is pushed back by UCF back to their 50-meter line. Hayes takes the ball on the short. Takes it back inside UCF territory. Quick pickup by Georgia Tech as they set the ruck up. Ball's taken out. Chukwueke gets the ball and is hit at immediately in contact. UCF pushing, and a penalty against UCF coming from the side in the ruck. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball. Armstead takes a quick tap. Takes it to run to the outside. Passes off to Bond. Bond drops the ball. It is going to be a scrum advantage to UCF on the knock-on. UCF still has control of the ball as they maintain possession inside UCF just outside the 50. You have a breakaway run. UCF is getting the ball out. And tackled just at the 10-meter line. That was number 22, Abigail Hudke. And the ball... It is still UCF possession. You have a penalty knock-on by UCF. It'll be Georgia Tech's scrum advantage inside Georgia Tech territory. As we prepare for the scrum. Called. Is engaged. RMC puts the ball in. They call the scrum. And we have RMC taking on the weak side play. And RMC is taken into touch at the 5-meter line inside Georgia Tech territory. UCF will have the line out. UCF gets it out. And ball's bouncing, and it's a lost ball. Georgia Tech maintains possession and goes into the ruck. Georgia Tech gets the ball out and runs directly into contact as they attempt to form the maul, and ball goes down to ground. Whistle is called. It's going to be a knock-on by UCF. It will be Georgia Tech's ball. Knock-on being called from the original lineout. Scrum's getting set up. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball. Scrum's being called and engaged. Georgia Tech puts the ball in. Scrum's being held, and ball is lost. UCF is in possession of the ball, takes it out to the outside, tackle just before being able to get the pass off. UCF trying to still maintain possession as they go in for the quick contact. Ball is out in the air. Number 14, Kristen Thompson takes it around the outside and scores the first score of the game. That is 5-0. Kristen Thompson leading scorer for UCF and in the SIRC. Taking the first score of the game in the 6th minute of the game. As UCF sets up for the conversion. Number 15, Jackie Edge, will attempt the conversion. Conversion attempt is not made. It'll be 5-0. UCF taking the lead in the 6th minute of the game. Georgia Tech will set up for the kickoff. Megan Hayes will be making the kickoff. And the ball is out. And ball goes into touch. Ball bounces in and goes out into touch. It'll be UCF's ball inside UCF territory, about the 30-meter line. Number 2, Georgetta Reinikia is making the throw-in. UCF gets the ball on the line out. Setting up the maul as they push the pile. UCF gets the ball out. Ball's taken to number 10. 10 takes it out to number 13, Medeiros. Medeiros is taken down. Oh, I'm sorry, that's number 19, Gooden, and then she's taken down. UCF takes the ball into contact as they push the pile. Still just inside the territory, but just near the 50. Line is broken as number 10, Cassidy Davis, breaks through for the 15-meter run, and there's a penalty. It's a forward call against UCF. It'll be Georgia Tech scrum inside Georgia Tech territory, about the 47-meter yard line. 47-meter line. Scrum is being set and ball's in. UCF is getting pushed and steals the ball. Number 8, Shannon Steele, gets the ball on the stolen scrum. UCF maintaining possession as they get it out. UCF goes into contact. And we have a whistle being blown. We have high tackle against Georgia Tech. It'll be UCF's ball. UCF goes for the tack, takes it in, and knocked on ball as Georgia Tech is unable to get control. Penalty is called. Referee is discussing it with Megan Hayes as they set up for the scrum. Scrum advantage going to Georgia Tech. Scrum is being set. And scrum is engaged. Ball down. Armstead gets it quickly out. He's taking it to Gardner. Gardner tries to play it, taking it into Bolden. Bolden attempts to go and is taken down. UCF attempting to disrupt the ruck as Armstead gets the ball and it takes it out to Georgia Tech as they run directly into contact. And we have a scrum advantage going to UCF on the held up maul. UCF will have scrum advantage. Calls being made. And scrum is engaged. And the ball is out. UCF gets the ball out. Ball is missed. Bounce forward. Number 14 for UCF, Kristen Thomas, tries to get it out. Keep it in bounds. Georgia Tech recovers the ball as a result. Georgia Tech has control inside their territory, just outside the 22. Number 3, Danielle Raymond is attempting to make one as she is taken down. Penalty is called. It'll be knocked forward by UCF. It'll be scrum advantage to Georgia Tech. These two teams have not faced each other this year, but have been absolutely powerhouse. And we're already seeing great play by both sides. Referee has reset the scrum as they try and get the bind lines correct. This is a windy day. Kicks are a little bit hesitant. Scrum has been engaged and ball is in. Armstead getting the ball. Bounced off the face accidentally by Alex Schmidt to Armstead. Armstead gets the ball in. It's taken out to Hayes. Hayes tries to run it down and takes it out of their 22. Ruck is formed as UCF forms a counter ruck and gets the ball. Number 5, Van Geisem has taken the ball. UCF maintaining control. UCF gets the ball out and is passed back inside to La Teresa. La Teresa gets the ball inside the 22 of Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech recovers the ball on the counter ruck as a missed throw is taken into recovery by UCF. UCF scores on the outside run. Looks like it was outside wing. It's UCF in the 14th minute with the score up 10-0. As we prepare for the conversion. Conversion is not made. Looks like it was number 6, Alexander Goldberg, that made the initial try. UCF up 10-0 on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech setting up for the kickoff. And the kick is made. UCF attempts to catch the ball and it goes out into touch inside the 22, just about the 20-meter line. UCF, Georgia Tech gets the ball overthrown, taken by the back line. Armstead gets the ball out to Hayes. Hayes out to Chukwueke. Chukwueke trying to break the tackle. Spun down inside the 22. Georgia Tech goes for the quick ruck. Georgia Tech gets the ball out to Hayes. Hayes out to Gardner. Gardner taking it out to Lundy. To Bond. Bond is taken down immediately. Ball is taken back into number 4, Carter. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession. Armstead gets it back out to Hayes. Hayes taking it in to Chukwueke. Chukwueke is taken down immediately outside UCF's 22. Hayes gets it out to Bond. Bond taking it on the outside and is taken down just before the 22-meter line. UCF attempting to do the counter ruck, and UCF gets control of the ball on the counter ruck steal. UCF going around passing it out as they pass it to number 4, Danielle Swat. Swat's taking it out, and UCF attempts to try and run as there is a knock-on UCF. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball just outside the 22-meter line in UCF territory. Scrum advantage going to Georgia Tech. Looks like Megan Hayes trying to discuss with the referee, clear some confusion. Scrum is being set. And the scrum is set. Georgia Tech puts the ball in. Armstead. UCF pushing the scrum as they get control. Number 6 hits on Armstead for UCF and recovers the ball. That is Goldfarb getting the ball. UCF takes it into Georgia Tech territory. That was number 8, Shannon Steele. UCF taking it to the outside to Kristen Thomas. Thomas taking it around, cuts back inside, breaks another tackle as he has nothing but space at the 5 and scores the 3rd try for UCF in the 18th minute. Second score of the day for Kristen Thomas. UCF setting for the conversion. It'll be number 15, Jackie Edge, setting to make the kick. She is 0-2 so far in conversions. As she prepares, and kick is attempted, and the kick is good. That is 17-0. UCF up on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech setting to make the kickoff again. And the kick is made. Ball is attempted to be caught by Goldfarb and knocked on. It is inside UCF territory, just at the 22-meter line. Scrum. It'll be a scrum at the hash mark. Georgia Tech has scrum advantage. And the scrum is engaged. Armstead putting the ball in for Georgia Tech. Gets the ball out. And it is short. Number 2. It looks like Megan Hayes is able to cover the ball up. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession as UCF pushes the pile. And we have another penalty. It's going to be a scrum advantage to UCF on the knock-on by number 22 for Georgia Tech. McNeil will be putting in for UCF, and the scrum is engaged. McNeil puts the ball in, recovers in the back, and UCF gets the ball out. It is number 15, Jackie Ed taking the ball. McNeil passes out to the center, and we have an obstruction call against UCF. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball for the scrum advantage. And the scrum is engaged. Armstead puts the ball in for Georgia Tech. Armstead gets the ball out, gets it out to Hayes. Hayes taking it out to Garter. Garter taking it out to Bond. Bond cutting it into Luddy. Luddy drops it and recovers the ball inside UCF territory just past the 50. Georgia Tech takes it into contact, puts that up for the ruck. Armstead getting it out to Hayes. Hayes getting out to Garter. Garter getting out to Chukwueke. Chukwueke is pushing the pile, trying to take it over the 50, and is taken down before the 50 in Georgia Tech territory. Hayes gets it out to Bond. Bond taken out to Bond, and number 22 for Georgia Tech has the ball, and the touch is called. It will be UCF's ball. It'll be UCF's ball inside their territory, just outside the 44. Georgia Tech blocks the throw-in, but number 2 recovers for UCF. Armstead gets control, but for Georgia Tech, Chukwueke pushing the pile, taking it back inside the UCF territory, just past the 50, and we have a penalty against UCF. Georgia Tech will have the ball, diving over the ruck. We have an injury on the field, number 22 for Georgia Tech. As both teams back to their individual teams as they huddle. Looks like we have 2 injuries for Georgia Tech. We have Kyla Carter and Georgia Tech's number 22. As we wait to see, looks like number 22 is able to walk it off, but it looks like Kyla Carter is still on the ground trying to check her ankle, see if there's any issues. We are 24 minutes into this game. The score is 17-0. UCF leading Georgia Tech in this South Independent Rugby Conference Playoff Championship game. My name is Gift Time, and we're here at Kennesaw State University to determine which one of these 2 teams will be heading to the Sweet 16s for the Women's College Playoffs. Looks like Carter is starting to get up, checking the ankle to see if it is still sturdy. And Carter stays in as she runs back to the team huddle. Play is back on as it will be Georgia Tech's ball on the penalty advantage for diving in against UCF. Georgia Tech will elect to kick the ball into touch, and the ball does not make it into touch. It goes in and goes out. It will be at the UCF 3-meter line. Excellent kick by Georgia Tech, getting the ball inside the 5-meter line in UCF territory. Georgia Tech will take the line out. Maurice will be throwing the ball in for Georgia Tech. And the ball is a quick in the line out, taking it to Georgia Tech. Armstead takes it around the outside and scores! First try of the game for Georgia Tech. Taylor Armstead on the scrum half weak side run. In the 26th minute of the game. Megan Hayes setting up for the conversion kick. Megan Hayes setting up for the conversion. Taking it from the outside right of the goalpost. Far outside right corner of the goalpost. As she sets up. And the kick conversion is not made. UCF is still up 17-5 on Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech will be taking the ball in this next series. UCF setting up for the kick. And Steele kicks off for Georgia Tech. Ball is not caught, and Georgia Tech takes it out the goal. It will be Bond taking it out of the goal line. Georgia Tech tries to run it into contact and is taken down just inside their 22. Georgia Tech gets it out to Hayes. Hayes getting it out to Garter. Garter taking it inside to Coffin, and Coffin is taken down. Ball's out, and Georgia Tech kicks the ball into touch. It looks like we have a scrum advantage going to Georgia Tech. Penalty will be for Georgia Tech as they elect to kick the ball into touch. Georgia Tech does not get the ball into touch, and UCF has possession as they drag UCF number 7, Allison Rowe, into touch. Georgia Tech will get the ball at their 30-meter line. Georgia Tech throws the ball in. Ball is lost. UCF recovers, and we have a penalty against UCF. It'll be a free kick for Georgia Tech. Taylor Armstead will be taking the tap. And ball's out to Hayes. Hayes getting it out to Carter. Carter taking it out to Chikweki. Chikweki breaking 3 tackles. Taking it around the outside. Breaks it into open field. She passed the 44. Taking it past the 22. Getting chased down by Kristen Thomas. Thomas looks like she has to pull up, and Chikweki scores the second try in a row for Georgia Tech. Kristen Thomas was chasing Chikweki down. Looks like she had a hamstring injury as she was chasing her down. Chikweki makes the second score of the day for Georgia Tech, taking the score up 17-10 to Georgia Tech before the conversion in the 30th minute of this game. Megan Hayes will be attempting this conversion, taking it directly in front of the goalpost. Hayes backing up, setting up for the kick. And the kick is made. It will be 17-12. UCF still leading in the 30th minute of the game. Georgia Tech with 2 back-to-back scores and still in the first half. We still have 10 minutes left in this half, so it is still anybody's game as Georgia Tech is taking a roaring comeback, starting off in a 17-0 deficit early in the game.
Let's go,
up to make the kickoff. Georgia Tech preparing to receive. And the ball goes into the try zone and is touched down by Georgia Tech. They'll be getting it at the 22 for a 22-meter drop. Looks like the refs are discussing with Captain Megan Hayes. To the 22. It'll be taken actually from the 50 scrum at the 50-meter line as the ball went directly into the try zone. It'll be scrum advantage to Georgia Tech. Scrum is being called, and then it's engaged. RMC gets the ball in. Number eight, Alex Schmidt gets the ball out, taking it out to number 2, Amanda Davis. Amanda Davis is down inside the UCF 50-meter line. Ball is passed out to Maurice. Maurice pushes the pass, still on her feet. Maul is being set, and the ruck is made. Armstead gets the ball out to Hayes. Hayes takes it back inside to Schmidt. Schmidt breaks the tackle and is taken down inside the UCF 44. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession of the ball in the ruck. Armstead getting the ball out. Hayes gets the ball, drops and gets the ball back. Ball taken out to Bond. Bond takes it on to the outside to Lovey. Lovey is breaking the tackle, cutting it inside, and is tackled just inside the 44-meter. UCF trying to push the counter ruck. RMC gets the ball out to Hayes as she is taken down immediately. UCF and Georgia Tech still maintaining possession of the ball. RMC gets the ball out. It is cut to Chukwueke. Chukwueke trying to drag players down as she's taken down immediately. Hayes takes it out. It is taken out to Carter. Carter gets it out to Bolden. Bolden taking it out to 22. 22 has the outside, cuts it back in. Still on her feet and is taken down at the 22-meter line as Georgia Tech maintains the recovery of the ball. But we have a knock-on by Georgia Tech. It'll be UCF's ball at their 22-meter line. And the reset is being made. It looks like we have an injury. Kristen Thomas is for UCF. Seems to be having an issue, and we will be back after these messages. We want to thank everyone who has taken the time to support the content that we have here on Gift Time Rugby Network. We want to be able to continue to bring you quality programming and news. We are always looking to find sponsors and advertisers, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the emerging rugby audience, please let us know. We have packages that are cost-effective and efficient for your business. If you'd like to sponsor one of our programs, advertise with us, or just show your support in some small way, go ahead and email us at gifttimeproduction@gmail.com. That's gifttimeproduction@gmail.com. It just doesn't take one person to make a rugby team, nor does it take one person to build a network. It takes a community to grow rugby. And we're back. Kristen Thomas is still on the field, and scrum advantage is out, and UCF gets the ball as they kick the ball out of touch. Looks like Bree Bolden is at the fullback position as she recovers the ball. Bree takes it to the outside, cuts it to Lovey, but drops the ball. Number 13, Rachel Narrows gets the ball, breaks the tackle, takes it and scores! Coming off the injury break, number 13, Rachel Medeiros scores the try for UCF. UCF's going up 22-12 in the first half. Oh, man. As we wait for the conversion kick to be made, outscored in the 36th minute of the game. Jackie Edge will be setting up for the conversion. Ball is being set and kick is not made. UCF goes up 22-12 on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech setting up for the kick as UCF prepares to receive. Megan Hayes setting up to kick the ball. Kick is off. Kick is caught by UCF. Oh, and a busted tackle by number 3, Morgan LaTereza, as she breaks a tackle, taking it back to the UCF 50. And ball is taken by Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele breaks it through, getting it around the outside, route runs the fullback, and is taking it down to the goal for the second try in a row for UCF. Number 8, Shannon Steele making the long 50-meter run for the score. UCF going up 27-12 in the half before the conversion. What a play by Shannon Steele with the heads-up play, starting off by Morgan LaTereza. Jackie Bridge setting up for the point. Jackie Edge setting up for the point after the conversion. Edge getting set. And the ball is kicked. And over the netting, and conversion is made. It is 29-12. UCF leading in this game. Georgia Tech looking to try and get back some control on this game as they kick the ball off. Ball is recovered by Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele breaking it through the middle. It's taken down just outside the 22-meter line of UCF. Ball is taken out, and UCF loses the ball forward. Bree Bolden attempts to recover. It's going to be a penalty against Georgia Tech. UCF will have possession of the ball. Cassidy Davis will be attempting to kick the ball into touch. And touch is made, taken at the 49-meter line, at the 50-meter line for UCF. Georgetta Renicki will be making the throw in, loses the ball. Olivia Maurice gets the ball for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech having control of the ball, taking it out to Hayes. Hayes getting it to Carter. Carter getting it out to Bond, and Bond is taken down. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession in their territory. Georgia Tech gets the ball and is immediately hit at contact. Lottie going in for the block. Ball is taken out to Kayla Carter. Carter is taken down, and Georgia Tech trying to get possession of the ball. It is still Georgia Tech ball as the counter runs have been tumultuous for Georgia Tech. UCF trying to take recovery of the ball. stealing the ruck. Georgia Tech was able to maintain, getting it out to Hayes. Hayes out to Gardner. Gardner getting out to Chikweki. Chikweki breaking one tackle, taking it back inside, and crashes in. Still inside Georgia Tech territory, and UCF gets the ball and is taken down. UCF still maintaining control. UCF takes the ball in. Maurice gets the ball and is still in control. Taylor gets it out to Hayes. Hayes getting it out to Gardner. Gardner getting it out to Bolden. Bolden is taken down before the 44-meter inside Georgia Tech territory. UCF attempting to get the ball. Georgia Tech has a scrum advantage called in their favor, and the play whistle is blown. It's going to be a penalty against UCF. Georgia Tech has the ball at their 30-meter line, about the 40-meter line. Gardner will be kicking the ball out into touch. Ball does not make it out into touch. UCF has control. Knock-on is called against UCF as the referee will call it at the 44-meter line. We have another injury on the field. Referee will be taking a personal timeout as we determine who has the injury on the field at this point. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Gift Time Rugby Network is the newest rugby source available, covering rugby here in the southeast region of the United States at the college, club, and high school levels, as well as covering the USA Eagles women's and women's 15s and 7s. Keep up with scores, schedules, and people at www.gifttimerugby.com. Follow us on Twitter at GiftTimeRugby or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/GiftTimeRugby. That's Gift Time with 2 T's. Don't forget, when you live the rugged life, don't forget to grow rugby. Want to keep up with rugby news in your region? Check out online YouTube show Grow Rugby. We will keep you up with what's going on in rugby in the United States. Check us out on Fridays or Saturdays. Watch Grow Rugby at www.youtube.com/GiftTimeRugbyNetwork. That's www.youtube.com/GiftTimeRugbyNetwork. Every week, Gift Time Rugby Network puts up games to watch this weekend and scores for the weekend. To update you on what is happening this week and what happened the week prior, go to www.gifttimerugby.com to keep up with rugby events going on in your area. That's www.gifttimerugby.com. Check us out. Want to keep up with rugby news in your region? Check out online YouTube show Grow Rugby. We will keep you up with what's going on in rugby in the United States. Check us out on Fridays or Saturdays. Watch Grow Rugby at www.youtube.com/GiftTimeRugbyNetwork. That's www.youtube.com/GiftTimeRugbyNetwork.
We want to thank everyone who has taken the time to support the content that we have here on Gift Time Rugby Network. We want to be able to continue to bring you quality programming and news. We are always looking to find sponsors and advertisers, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the emerging rugby audience, please let us know. We have packages that are cost-effective and efficient for your business. If you'd like to sponsor one of our programs, advertise with us, or just show your support in some small way, go ahead and email us at gifttimeproduction@gmail.com. That's gifttimeproduction@gmail.com. It just doesn't take one person to make a rugby team, nor does it take one person to build a network. It takes a community to grow rugby. Alright, we're back. That last play actually took this game into halftime, so they were able to take advantage of the injury and it going into half. Just for the update, let you guys know, we are here at Kennesaw State watching the Division I South Independent Rugby Conference Women's Playoff Championships. It's Georgia Tech taking on UCF for the final spot. Whoever wins this moves on to the Sweet 16 for women's playoffs. This game is right now in the first half. UCF is leading 29-12 over Georgia Tech. Scores by number 14, Kristen Thompson, number 6, Alexander Goldfarb. 3 scores by Kristen Thompson, and we have 2 scores by Kristen Thompson, 1 score by Alexander Goldfarb, 1 score by Rachel Manderos, and just a final 60-meter score by Shannon Steele for UCF. Leading for Georgia Tech, you have scores by Taylor Armstead and second score by Chinama Chukwueke. Both teams playing very hard, but UCF is holding the advantage. UCF seems to have the control when it comes to the scrums, and the overpowering of the scrums and the ruck seems to be disrupting Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech will be looking to find a way to disrupt that, to get the ball out a little bit faster to throw off UCF. We are waiting for the second half to begin. Again, it is 29-12, UCF leading over Georgia Tech, and we will be right back at the beginning of the second half, so just stay tuned.
Yes. Well, looky here, what do we have? Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that I'm a wolf and she's clothing, 'cause at the end of the night it is her I'll be holding. I love you so, hey, that's what you'll say. You'll tell me, baby, please don't go away. But when I play, I never stay. So every girl that I meet, yeah, this is what I say. Run away, baby. The fire put my spell on you. You better get away, darling. 'Cause everything you heard is true. Your poor little heart will end up alone. 'Cause Lord knows I'm a rolling stone. So you better run away, baby. What should I do? So many eager young bunnies that I'd like to pursue. Now even though they're eating out the palm of my hand, there's only one carrot and they all gotta share it. I love you so.
Alright guys, we're back. UCF and Georgia Tech have now come back onto the field. Georgia Tech setting up to kick the ball. The whistle is blown, and Georgia Tech gets the ball off. It is not caught, and Shannon Steele catches the ball for UCF. Shannon breaking the tackles, taking it around the outside as she breaks it into Georgia Tech territory, taking it around as she's taking it down to the 15-meter line for in Georgia Tech territory. But we have a penalty going against UCF, against Georgia Tech, as number three, Morgan La Teresa, in a quick play for UCF, scores the opening play for UCF. It is just 1 minute into the second half, and UCF has already scored again, taking the score up 34-12. UCF is just taking absolute control of this game. Jackie Ed setting up for the conversion kick, and the conversion is missed. It is 34-12, coming off of the Shannon Steele long run and finished off by La Teresa for UCF. Georgia Tech will set up for the kick. Megan Hayes getting ready to kick off to UCF. And the kick is made, and kick is not dropped. And Georgia Tech gets recovery of the ball, getting back their own kickoff as they try and set the ruck up to maintain control. Armstead is able to get the ball out. It looks like we have a scrum. It'll be a scrum advantage to Georgia Tech as neither team was able to roll away. As it was formerly Georgia Tech's possession, automatic advantage goes to Georgia Tech. Scrum is being formed, and Armstead gets the ball in, and we have a straight out. It'll be a free kick to UCF. Georgia Tech trying to back up quickly. Number 10, Cassidy Davis takes the quick ball out. Ball's taken out to the center. Georgia Tech trying to get the ball as they recover the ball as it came out. Armstead taking it in to Schmid. Schmid's taken inside UCF 44 as Lubby tries to set the ruck and is met with support. Number 2, Amanda Davis takes the ball in. Armstead gets the ball out. Hayes taking it out to Gardner. Gardner breaking the tackle and taking it into the 22 of UCF territory. Armstead trying to get the ball as she swings it out to Hayes. Hayes swings it into Chikweki. Chikweki breaks the tackle and takes it down the middle to the score. Second score of the day for Chikweki. It is the 4th minute of the game. Chikweki helps to make the score go 34-17 before the conversion. Megan Hayes getting water before she sets up for the conversion attempt. Hayes gets it right in front of the goal post. Hayes setting up for the kick. And kick is made. It is 17. I'm sorry. It is 34-19. Georgia UCF up on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech will get the ball back after the score by Chinema Chikweki. UCF setting up for the kick as they are slow walking back to the 50. Shannon Steele setting it up to kick the ball for UCF. And the ball is kicked out. Ball is recovered by Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech to Carter. Carter's taken down immediately. Armstead gets it out to Hayes. Hayes getting it out to Gardner. Gardner putting it back inside to Lubby. Lubby is taken down inside Georgia Tech 22. Armstead gets the ball out again to Armstead taking the ball out to Hayes. Hayes getting it out to the wing, the center. Ball's taken in by Carter. Carter is down. Ball's taken in by Maurice. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession and loses possession on the counter ruck. Teresa steals the ball for UCF. Ball's getting out to Kristen Thompson. Thompson and Chikweki fighting for territory, and Kristen Davis for UCF gets the score on the outside run. taking it on the outside left hash marks for the corner score. Taken off the offload by Kristen Thomas. Jackie Edge will be setting up for the conversion. Score made in the 56th minute of the game. Score made in the 7th minute of the half. And conversion is not made. It is 39-19. UCF taking a command and lead over Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech setting up for the kickoff. And the ball is kicked off. UCF does not recover the ball as it bounces into the try zone. It'll be taken back to the 50, and it will be a scrum advantage going to UCF. UCF setting up for the scrum. Ball being put in by number 9, Heather McNeil. And the ball's in. Shannon Steele gets the ball out, and it's knocked forward by Jackie Edge. Advantage is been called. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession. It'll be a scrum advantage to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech trying to create the maul, push it out. Taylor Armstead gets the ball on the ruck, and UCF pushes the ball out, and the scrum has been called. It's a knock-on against UCF. Georgia Tech will be getting the ball inside UCF territory, just at the 50, about the 49.5 meter. Scrum is engaged. Armstead gets the ball in. UCF pushing the pile, and Armstead gets the ball out quickly. Megan Hayes is holding and kicks the ball into UCF territory. Jackie Edge trying to take the ball as she recovers it back inside the 22 meter as she goes around. Tackled by Georgia Tech. Ruck is formed for UCF. And Cassidy Davis kicks the ball out. Bree Bolton recovering the ball for Georgia Tech. Tries to sideswipe one player and is taken down from behind by number 19, Sagira Gooden. Gooden is able to recover, and we have a high tackle against UCF. Georgia Tech has possession of the ball. It looks like we have a Georgia Tech player down. Kristen, looks like it is Kenesha Lubby, who is on the ground. She is slowly getting up and limping back into the lineup. She was down momentarily. Time has been called to check up on the players. Player safety is always number one priority for both teams. And play has been called. Whistle's been blown back as time is restarted. Armstead is setting up for the tap. UCF getting ready to counter. Ball is passed out to Hayes. Hayes takes it out to Carter, but Gardner drops the ball but recovers. Georgia Tech maintains possession, and a knock-on is called against Georgia Tech. It'll be UCF scrum at the 50 meter for the scrum advantage. And UCF's number 22, Abigail Hudak, is putting the scrum in for UCF. Shannon Steele gets the ball out to the other two, back to Hudak. Hudak takes the ball back inside, and UCF is out at touch. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball inside Georgia Tech territory, just about the 45-meter line. Maurice will be throwing in, and UCF intercepts the ball. Ball's recovered by number 2, Georgetta Reinecke. Reinecke takes the ball, and a high tackle by Chikweke on Reinecke and the tackle has been made. UCF still maintains control, and Georgia Tech has the ball. Kenesha Lubby attempts to get the ball. Bree Bolton gets possession and is taken down inside Georgia Tech territory. Armstead takes the ball into Burke. Ruck is being held. Ball is taken in to Schmid. Schmid for Georgia Tech is down. The ball is taken out to Hayes. Hayes out to Gardner. And Georgia Tech loses the ball. It's going to be a free kick for Georgia Tech on the Armstead gets the ball out, passes it out to Schmid. Schmid breaks a tackle as she's being held up. Ruck is being formed. Armstead gets it out to Chikweke. Chikweke breaks a tackle, still on her feet, and is taken into UCF territory. And the counter ruck by UCF is made. UCF holding the ball, and Georgia Tech gets the player out. UCF player into touch. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball at the inside their territory, just outside the 50-meter line. Olivia Maurice will be thrown in for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech gets possession of the ball, passing out to Megan Hayes. Hayes is tackled immediately. Still on her feet, being gang tackled by a crowd of UCF players. Georgia Tech trying to hold the ruck up. Armstead takes the ball out, kicks it back outside, and the ball is taken in by number 7, Coughlin. And the ball is out. Armstead makes a quick awareness to get the ball out, and you have a penalty advantage going to UCF as coming in from the side is called. Cassidy Davis gets the ball out to Steele. Steele taking the ball out to Gooden. Gooden is taken down. Hudak takes it out to Steele. Steele runs around the outside. Still carrying it, passes off to the wing, and we have the ball taken out of touch inside Georgia Tech territory, just at the inside the 22-meter line. We have another injury on the field. Looks like we have a Georgia Tech player down, but they look to be getting out. Looks like it was Bree Bolden who was down on the play. Bolden walking it off, getting back into lineup. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball at the in the lineout. Georgia Tech setting up to throw the ball in. Full lineout. And Georgia Tech misses the ball. Lineout is UCF ball. Cassidy Davis gets the ball out. Misses the pass. Bond attempts to make the pickup, and Georgia Tech still maintaining possession of the ball. Number 23, Carrie Matasino for Georgia Tech, tries to take it and it runs into contact. UCF holding the defense as Georgia Tech tries to crash the ball short. And we have another whistle on the play. It looks like it will be... Looks like we have another injury on the field. Looks like it's a Georgia Tech player. Looks like it's number 6, Chinima Chikweke. Struggling to get up as she's getting up slowly. It looks like we have officials trying to get out to the field as she walks off the field. Looks like she's having a shoulder injury, and it looks like the day might be done for her. Chinima Chukwueke, leading scorer for Georgia Tech, has 2 out of the 3 scores for Georgia Tech as she walks off the field. She'll be replaced by number... We'll figure out who it is that she is replaced by. It'll be another flanker. Georgia Tech will have scrum advantage inside their 22-meter line, just about the 5-meter line. Georgia Tech sets up to put the ball in. And Armstead gets the ball in. And the scrum is turned. UCF gets control of the ball. Pass out to Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele breaks the tackle. Gets the ball out to number 11, Mariah Smith. Priscilla Delgado. Delgado trying to take the corner. Georgia Tech holding the ball just at the 1-yard line. And we have a held-up try by Georgia Tech. Great defensive play by the Georgia Tech players. Georgia Tech will have control of the ball at the 5-meter line. It'll be scrum is getting set. It looks like it'll be a UCF ball at the 5-meter line on the held-up ball. Number 22, Abigail Huddock is putting in for UCF. Shannon Steele gets the ball out for UCF. Ball is passed out. Jackie Edge takes the ball inside. Ball is knocked forward. It's scrum advantage to Georgia Tech. Scrum advantage to UCF on the knocked on ball by Georgia Tech. Looks like we have a substitution for UCF. Looks like Cassidy Davis is returning onto the field. Number 16, Teal Larkhill, will be coming off for the play. Scrum advantage going to UCF. And the ball is out. Taylor Armstead gets the recovery. Ball is passed out to Bree Bolden as Bree maintains control of the ball and is taken down just outside the 5-meter line inside Georgia Tech territory. Georgia Tech trying to get some movement. Taken straight in, and we have another knock forward against Georgia Tech. It'll be UCF scrum advantage. Neither team has scored since the 7th minute of the second half. Scrum advantage going to UCF, and scrum is formed. Ball's put in. Shannon Steele gets the ball out to Cassidy Davis. Davis gets the ball out to Priscilla Delgado, and Delgado gets the corner score for UCF. UCF up 44-19. Looks like we have another injury on the field. Looks like Georgia Tech's Kanisha Lubby is down after the attempted tackle. Jackie Edge setting up to make the conversion, to attempt the conversion. If you guys don't think women's sport is hardcore, you need to watch women's rugby because these ladies do not play. This is a no-holds-barred game as both teams are desperately fighting for control to be able to win this SIRC championship game. Jackie Edge makes the attempt, and the attempt is missed. Score is 44-19. UCF in control. Kanisha Lubby still on the field, waiting to find out what the results looks like. She got her bell rung a little bit. refs and coaches taking a look at her to determine whether she can continue to play. Georgia Tech has already lost their flanker and leading scorer, Chinima Chukwueke. And Lubby is helped up. Looks like Lubby will be returning back into the lineup as she caught herself. Georgia Tech setting up for the kick as Megan Hayes picks up the ball to kick off. UCF's trying to set up to receive the ball, and the kick is off. Ball is caught by number 19, Gooden. Gooden cuts down the middle and is taken down just before the 44 inside UCF territory. Number 3, La Teresa breaks through the gain line, making another 10-meter run for UCF. Ball is taken out to Shannon Steele. Steele takes it to Davis. Davis back to Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele running around the edge, cuts it back to UCF number 20, Giovanna Medell, and it's run into touch. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball inside Georgia Tech territory, just inside the 22-meter line, just outside the 22-meter line. Olivia Maurice setting up to throw the ball in for Georgia Tech. And UCF intercepts the ball on the line out and it takes control. UCF sets the ruck up. Ball's taken out to Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele taken down at the 22. UCF setting the ruck up. Luck takes the ball out and the ball is kicked. Bree Bolden is setting up to recover the ball for Georgia Tech. Tries to cut it back inside. Finds a little bit of a space. Gets the ball just about to the 22-meter line for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech holding control as Armstead tries to get the ball out. Ball's taken into Schmidt. Schmidt's taken down quickly in contact as UCF pushes for the ruck, and we have a penalty against UCF. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball. Quick out is made. Megan Hayes gets the ball, kicks it into UCF territory, and it's bounced back inside the 22. Jackie is trying to run back to get the ball. Jackie is caught and tackled by number 12, Courtney Cool number 12, Laura Gardner for UCF. It's a penalty advantage for UCF. UCF will be picking it at the 5-meter line in UCF territory. Ball is taken out to Bree Bolden. Bolden goes back, and the score is made by Bree Bolden. Bree Bolden holding it, going in for the back score. Taking the score to 44-24. UCF still in control of this game, but there's still time remaining on the clock. Georgia Tech setting up for the play. Megan Hayes preparing to make the kickoff, make the conversion attempt. Megan Hayes setting up for the kick. And the conversion is not made. It is 44 to 24. UCF still in control of this game. This has been a high-scoring game, as was expected by the two highest-scoring teams in this conference. Georgia Tech setting up for the return. Georgia Tech catches the ball. That's number 3, Danielle Raymond. Raymond is down. Armistead gets the ball. It passed into number 23 for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech gets the ball out. It gets out to Gardner. Gardner gets the ball out to Bolden. Bolden makes a spin move. It's making a little space for help and is taken down at just before the 44. Ball's passed back in. Georgia Tech maintaining control in the ruck. Armstead gets the ball out to Hayes. Hayes taking it inside to Schmidt, and we have obstruction play against Georgia Tech. It'll be scrum advantage going to UCF. Just waiting to set up the scrum. Number 22, Abigail Huddock, will be putting the ball in for UCF. Scrum being called. Scrum is engaged. And the ball is in. UCF pushing the pile. Shannon Steele spins out of a tackle. Tries to get it back out, takes it out to Cassidy Davis. Davis taking it out to Edge. Edge still holding up as she's attempting to be tackled. Ball's cut back inside. UCF still maintaining possession of the ball as they try and set up the maul into the try. They're at the 5-meter line. Cassidy Davis picks the ball up from the ground ball and tries to take it in. Tackled just at about the 2-meter. UCF gets the ball out. Number 3, Amanda Davis La Teresa gets the ball. And the score is made. Morgan La Teresa with her 3rd score of the day. UCF goes up 49-24 before the conversion. Jackie Edge setting up to make the conversion. Scored by Morgan La Teresa. As UCF sets up and conversion is attempted and missed. Just short. UCF going up 49-24 with about 10 minutes left in the game. Georgia Tech setting up for the kickoff. Megan Hayes preparing to kick the ball off. And ball is kicked. Recovered by Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele takes it around the edge. Cuts it up the middle. Is tackled down in UCF territory just outside the 44. Ball gets out to Cassidy Davis. Davis passes out to Rachel Medeiros. She stiff arms and is taken down just before the 50. Ball is taken out. And UCF knocks the ball on. Georgia Tech gets the ball back, and ball is thrown up. It looks like we're having a little bit of a butterfinger ball. The original knock-on is called. Referee will take the knock-on against Georgia Tech. UCF will have scrum advantage just at the 44-meter inside UCF territory. Score is 49-24. UCF is leading this game. Georgia Tech has already lost their leading scorer and is looking to try and get some final control to be able to come back in this game. Looks like we have a few substitutions. Number 11 for UCF. Priscilla Delgado is being replaced, and we have one more that I was not able to catch, unfortunately. Scrum is set, scrum is engaged, and UCF gets the ball in. Shannon Steele takes it on the 8-man out, runs around the outside of the Georgia Tech player, still on her feet, breaks another tackle, and is attempted to be pushed out by Bolden. Bolden is not able to make the tackle, and Shannon is taken down at the 22 in Georgia Tech territory. Ball is taken out to number 5. Guys and got into Cassidy. Cassidy out to number 19. Gooden takes it around the outside and is tackled inside the 22 for UCF. Picks the ball up. The whistle was blown, though. Referee is calling it back. It was knocked forward by UCF. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball. And just between the 22, just about the 30-meter, about the 35-meter line. Scrum is getting set up. It'll be scrum advantage to Georgia Tech. And the scrum is engaged. Ball's put in. UCF pushing Armstead gets the ball out to Hayes. Hayes kicks the ball off. Goes into UCF territory. Jackie Edge trying to chase it down before it goes out of bounds. And it goes into touch. It will be Georgia Tech's ball inside the UCF territory, just outside the 22. We have a penalty, though, going against Georgia Tech, returning the ball back. It'll be UCF's ball just outside the 50, inside Georgia Tech territory. So the penalty negates the kick into touch. Cassidy Davis will be attempting to kick the ball into touch as she gets the ball out at the Georgia Tech 23-meter, 24-meter line. Georgia Tech trying to set up to prevent a quick out. Georgetta Renika setting up to throw the ball in for UCF. UCF gets the ball out and sets up the maul. Maul is being pushed. And ball is taken out. Shannon Steele to Cassidy. Cassidy taking it in to Gooden. Gooden cutting it up the middle. Gooden has nothing but open space and scores down the middle again for UCF. UCF going up 54-24 in the second half of the game, as the conversion is about to be attempted. It is directly up the middle. UCF has been absolutely merciless in this game, finding the holes and making the big runs, able to break tackles. Ed sets up for the kick. And the conversion is made. It is 56-24. UCF has a huge lead in this game, up by 22 points with about 5 minutes left in this game. Georgia Tech setting up for the kickoff. UCF preparing to receive. Hayes gets the ball off. Caught by Shannon Steele. Shannon Steele takes it up. Breaks the tackle with the stiff arm. Still breaking the tackle as she pushes the ball over the 44-meter inside the UCF territory. Ball is taken in by La Teresa as she pushes off a tackle. Stiff arms. Breaks another tackle. Pushing off Bree Bolden. She still has control, and UCF gets the ruck inside Georgia Tech territory and just past the 44. And Georgia Tech gets the strip from the ruck, is able to turn the ball over. Armstead gets the ball out to Schmidt. Schmidt is pushing the pile as she gets it back to the 44 in Georgia Tech territory. Armstead gets the ball out and Georgia Tech is taken down immediately. Armstead gets the ball out to Hayes. Hayes taking the ball out to Gardner. Gardner taking it out to Bolden. Bolden setting up for the break and trying to leave space. Georgia Tech trying to maintain control of the ball on the counter as UCF is attempting to disrupt it. Ball is taken down in the short run. And Georgia Tech attempting to get around this UCF defense. As Georgia Tech is barely maintaining possession and UCF steals the ball. Shannon Steele to Cassidy Davis. Davis taking it back inside to Huddick. Huddick getting it back to Davis. Davis getting it out to Larkhill. Larkhill taken down and stripped at the tackle by Georgia Tech. Stripped by Maurice. Maurice taking it down and Georgia Tech holding the ruck. Megan Hayes kicks the ball into touch. Bounce out. It'll be inside Georgia Tech. It'll be inside UCF territory just outside the 44-meter line. UCF has control of the ball. Number 18, April Garrett, will be thrown in for UCF. And the ball is thrown. UCF maintains control. Ball is not straight. It'll be a scrum advantage. It'll be a Georgia Tech ball. Looks like Georgia Tech is trying to figure out what they want to do next. It'll be scrum advantage for Georgia Tech. Armstead setting up. Scrum is being called. And scrum is set. Armstead gets the ball in. UCF steals the ball, gets the ball out, goes directly out. It'll be a reset of the scrum. It'll be Georgia Tech ball still. Armstead setting up. And Armstead gets the ball in. And Armstead gets the ball. Thrown out by Schmidt. Goes to Hayes. Hayes gets it back to Armstead. Armstead getting it out to Bond. Bond getting out to Bolden. Bolden taking it out to the outside wing and tackled inside UCF territory. Ball's lost. UCF gets control of the ball and ruck is formed. Ball goes to Cassidy Davis. Davis passes out to the wing and Georgia Tech tackles the player out into touch. It'll be Georgia Tech's ball inside UCF territory. Inside the UCF territory just before the 50. Maurice will be thrown in for Georgia Tech. And UCF intercepts the ball. It will be UCF ball. Huddick gets the ball out to La Teresa. La Teresa stiff arms her way past the gain line to the Georgia Tech territory. Huddick takes the ball out to Davis. Davis kicks the ball back. Bolden looking to recover and misses the ball. But she manages to recover the ball on the bounce. Georgia Tech still maintaining possession as they try and back their way for possession. Maul being formed and the ruck is set. Georgia Tech taking the ball, taking it around the outside. This is number 17, Kerry Matosino. No. UCF steals the ball in the ruck. La Teresa pushing the pile, goes in for a short gain. Shannon Steele takes it around the outside. Still taking the ball down and is taken just before the try line. And ball is held up as UCF attempts to make the score. Georgia Tech holds the ball up, and that is game. UCF takes this game and the championship For Division I South Independent Rugby Conference, 56-24. Big plays by key player Shannon Steele on the for UCF. Georgia Tech playing strong. Hope you guys have a great day. This is Gift Time Ebelu with the Gift Time Rugby Radio Network, and you guys have a great day.